All right. Story number 8. So, in some kind of good news, Biden is calling for expanded efforts to protect the LGBTQIA rights globally. And he basically signed a memorandum, which is, you know, legally just for show. It doesn't really have any power, but it's wanting to expand protections for the rights of LGBTQIA people worldwide, including potentially through the use of financial sanctions. Hit them where it hurts, right in the pocketbook, right? He says, quote, all human beings should be treated with respect and dignity and should be able to live without fear no matter who they are or whom they love. And this is building on a 2011 directive issued when Biden was serving as vice president. It goes on to say, quote, the United States belongs to the forefront of this struggle, speaking out and standing strong for our most dearly held values. Again, it's largely symbolic, but it's a campaign that he pledged, a campaign promise to pass LGBTQIA rights legislation known as the Equality Act in the first 100 days of his administration, and to make this a top priority. The memo also directs U.S. agencies working abroad to work harder to combat the criminalization by foreign governments of LGBTQIA status or conduct, and directs the State Department to include anti-LGBTQIA violence, discrimination, and laws in its annual human rights report.
We had talked about this, I think, right when you had just started on the show, that one of the things that I had predicted is where former President Donald Trump, by the way, I showed him the respect as a journalist you're supposed to show him by saying former President Donald Trump and not just Cheeto Jesus or something like that. But former President Donald Trump basically legislated by executive order. And I think when you first came on board, one of the things I was saying is that there's really nothing to prevent Joe Biden from coming in and erasing most of the Trump legacy with a stroke of a pen. And that's basically what Joe Biden's done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I was reading something earlier today before we came on about how, in comparison to his predecessors, the amount of executive orders he's issued in his first few days, and they're basically all trying to undo some of these really problematic things that Trump enacted during his presidency.